so excited today. We have a prime contractor. A prime contractor will be represented because let's be clear, we have oh my gosh, I'm so no. We have Shante Stewart on the call today to talk about how to do business with Samet. So Shante, how you doing?
Hey guys, I'm doing great. Thank you for having me. I'm excited to be
Absolutely.
here.
I'm so excited. You saw I start stumbling on my words in the beginning.
It's
Now
all
I don't
good.
do that.
It's all
Okay.
good.
Let's be clear. I don't do that. But I'm so excited to really get this conversation out, primarily because it's been anticipated, right? A lot of businesses wonder, how do I get started in this space? And sometimes we say you can start as a subcontractor by working with Prime. So that's the conversation we're gonna have today. But before we do that, can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
All right. Yes. Shante Stewart. I guess a little bit before I worked with Samet, I started teaching in Durham public schools. I taught art. And so Salmon is my 9 to 5, and I say my 7 to after 11 is my artwork, and I do paintings and abstracts and portraits. So after teaching, I started working for North Carolina State under the historically underutilized business office under Tammy Hall. And what I did there was get minority female businesses certified for the state. And so that those transferable qualifications is helping me work with Samet now as a project diversity and development coordinator.
Nice.
Yeah. And I know that's a title, right? So
And that's my
what
next question. What
that's
is a the supplier project development coordinator?
Yeah, so I would say, kind of like Pops on Friday, I coordinate stuff. I'm coordinating. I'm teasing, but basically, I get minority, not even minority. I'm gonna say, and let me put some respect on these subcontractors, okay? I'm gonna call them trade partners today because they are trade partners. So I'm going to say trade partners for the rest of the day. And so I work with trade partners, specifically female and minority trade partners to work with Samet, but all trade partners pretty much to work with Samet. I work very closely with our pre-construction, building excitement for projects. I also do outreaches. I'm the person who shooting out outreaches. A lot of times our underutilized businesses just don't get the information. And so, I like in Salmon to go above and beyond that. Emailing, we're pushing out through our system, Building Connected. I can talk a little bit about that as well. We work with our trade partners and our partners and build relationships with, people like UMC, and Minorities Network to push out our opportunities as well to as many people as we can. I'm making phone calls, like I'm calling. So you may get tired of me calling some trade partners. So yeah, so that's how what I'm doing. I also excuse me, to support the trade partners by doing lunch and learns with them. If they have any questions, walking them through the certification and the pre-qualification stuff that we
Oh,
need at
wow.
Samet as well. So it's a lot that I do.
Got it. So you are even assisting with like helping develop the business to be a trade partner, so to speak, right?
Yes. Because we don't want
That
to set anybody up for failure and we don't want to set ourselves up for failure. But there is smaller contracts, right? That's fitting for smaller trade partners. And then there's bigger contracts that, that you might not necessarily want to do because of the risk.
got it.
So yeah.
I like that. Now, as we talk a little bit more about trade partners and what that looks like. So small businesses, we typically will hear there's an opportunity that's like $100 million. And we know for a fact that we can't handle this project within ourselves. What is the best approach or of basically advertising or connecting with a Samet to be a trade partner?
A trade partner. Yeah. So there's a few ways you can do this. You can come on board and get pre-qualified through our annual pre-qualification, but you also could work up under another trade partner, and what we call is a tier 1 trade partner. So we have a bigger company that is doing drywall, but they need minority participation too. And so they will employ a smaller business up under them as well. So a lot of times people will work indirectly with Samet on major contracts because they're working with our tier 1 people. So 2 ways you can work with us, directly or indirectly, I would say.
That's a good point. See, I never thought about it from like the indirect aspect with existing sub or trade partners that are working with Samet. Is there a way to figure out like who those existing trade partners are to kind of work with them?
Yes, there is. Yes, there is. So we have outreaches, right? And so out in our outreaches, a lot of times they're project specific for the first hour. Okay. And so for the second hour is more like a mixer. We have food for our outreaches. And so I really advocate for everyone in the room to, if you're a tier 1, I'm like, raise your hand if you're a tier 1. So I need everyone to look around the room and look at these tier 1s and network. I try to push more of the networking in the outreaches so they can partner with each other as well.
That's a good point. I really like that. So during the events, now how can we, I guess, attend these events? How do we know about them? And are any of them virtual? That's another question.
Yeah, so our outreaches normally are not virtual. We want to see you face to face. A lot of times is a great way to get to know people. I remember people's faces. And I remember, you know, way more than if you're on a phone calling me or in a Zoom, you know, not even with your camera on, right? So come to the meeting initially. Our outreaches are, we don't have a Zoom link, but after that, we have our pre-bid meetings and our bid meetings, right? Our pre-bid meetings, that will be a Zoom link. So you can come either or. It's hybrid. But yes, please come out. We're out of COVID. We want to see you guys.
Yeah. I know a lot of us still operating like COVID is still a thing. So that's always a question. Like, what is the virtual capacity? And then so tapping into just now we know one, the opportunity is there. How do we become a subcontractor on a project, right? Let's say, for example, we find a project and we're like, oh, this will be perfect. How do we do that?
Yes. So the first step is getting pre-qualified. Okay. And so we have an annual pre-qualification. There is some things that we are going to need from our trade partners. If you have your OSHA, your current COI, possible bonding letters, references.
Okay.
We need some references from you. So there is a list. If you guys email me, I definitely will send out that list and we will work with you on that list. Okay. So if you need help, we have our pre-qualification specialist to help out. I would help out as well. So if you need help with those documentations, we do upload those to Building Connected. So if you are not in Building Connected, that's where you need to be. And I would say Building Connected, TradeTap Building Connected is like I'm going to call it a Facebook for construction, construction projects. Okay. So we're not the only general contractor that, use Building Connected. A lot of people use it. You will receive a lot of emails of every project. And so when you get that, get pre-qualified for that annual, but we do have a project specific pre-qualification as well. It's very much smaller than the annual. So you're going to do the annual or 16 months, I would say. And then the project specific is more of a check off, right? So you're going to check off that you have this, check off that you can do this project. Some projects require different things. Some may require your hub certification, but some may be required your DBE from DOT, Department of Transportation certification. So project specific takes 10 minutes to do, right? So it's not very stringent on your times.
Okay.
So that is the start. Annual pre-qualification and the project specific qualification.
That's a good one. And I'm thinking it from the aspect of like there could be a number of different projects across the US. What are your primary like territories in a sense? Like
territories, yes. So we build, well, we want to build everything, right? Okay. First of all, but our, specific, we do multifamily homes. We also we've done a lot of fire stations, a lot of schools. Our Greensboro office do a lot of manufacturing, big buildings like that. So we are very much commercial based. I would say we do have the Novus downtown Main Street. If you've been on Main Street anytime in the last few months, you've noticed this big, tall, 28-story building being built. We're doing that one. Fenton Place, we've also did Fenton Place. I know that's kind of a fun place in Cary that a lot of people's been going to. If you haven't been out there, it's beautiful out there. Take a date, take whoever, but it's very nice out there. There's a lot of food places, a lot of fun places to go in.
I love it. Okay. So I'm thinking about this from the aspect of like breaking a project down. Right? It's this massive building and there's so many different components of it.
Yes, it is.
What type of trade partners do you need? And I just want to really zone in on this just a little bit so people can see like there are opportunities. Okay.
Yeah, we need every trade partner in those multifamilies, from final cleaning to painting to flooring to MEP, electric, plumbing, masonry, electricians. We need suppliers, porta johns, fencing, signage, doors. We need it all.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So that's it. Like even just suppliers to provide the things that you need to build is another piece of it.
And that's another piece of it.
Wow.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you for that.
Yeah.
Now this is another question. It's gonna like kind of tie into that a little bit. So a business is listening to this episode and they're like, oh, we provide janitorial services. We can assist with final cleaning, right? How does a business market their business to a Samet? Like what does that look like? And is it a marketing process or more so still following like the registry?
I think it's a relationship building process. I would say, they say that you have to advertise 7 times for people to see you, almost. And so are you following us on LinkedIn? Are you liking our pictures, what we're doing, our projects that kind of like, touches? And that's a simple way, right? Are you coming to outreaches, right? Are you shaking our hands? Are you just kind of coming in and saying, hey, I'm just gonna drop off this card and some cupcakes for you? Just to say, hey, I'm here, right? You can provide lunch and learns from us. Like, I wanna explain how these doors work or how the grounding works. And so I want to come in and share what we do for our business. And I'm going to bring some lunch for you. And so we'll bring in people and sit and listen to you and do lunch and learns the opposite way, I guess, for you to come in with us. But coming to the outreaches, right, is how you can kind of market, how you can really market that. Emailing, bidding on our stuff, it will be awesome.
And that bidding is going to be through Building Connect.
Building connected.
I dropped that in the chat. So anyone who's listening to this episode, go ahead and check it out on YouTube. I done started to drop all of the links in here to Samet's website, Shantae's LinkedIn, so you can keep up with what's going on, Samet's LinkedIn, and Building Connect. Because you did something when you said the Facebook for construction projects. I was like, wait a minute. I really like the way you put that piece together.
Good.
So yeah, if you have put those in here, now here's another question. When you're having the outreach events, how can businesses stay up to date on when these events are happening? Like, is there a newsletter? What does that look like?
So, yep, in Building Connected, you are going to get a lot of emails, and you're going to get emails about the projects. You're going to get the documentations in the emails. You're going to send stuff in Building Connected. So that's going to be the first step. Second step, we do every social media. We have a LinkedIn, Instagram. Well, LinkedIn and Instagram is more our thing, but so LinkedIn, I have my own LinkedIn on my page, but I definitely share Samet's outreaches. Follow us on LinkedIn and check your emails. Sometimes that Building Connected also goes to spam, so I just want to make sure people understand. Check your spam emails as well. I've been hearing a little glitches on that, but check your emails. Have some time during the day that you can sit and check that. I know it's busy when you're in the field.
Oh yeah, definitely. Well, most of the time we are practitioners, so if you missed it, you definitely have to take some time to go back. Now, one thing that you did mention is like you typically share this stuff on LinkedIn as well. But let's say, for example, a business finds a project, right? A project happens here, and I'm like, oh, Samet just did a building when I was in North Carolina. I remember this. And I wanted to reach out to share that project and to see if it was something that the team was interested in, with hopes of possibly being a sub on it. What is that like? Is that an approach that you've seen happen in this space?
So let me get your question. So the trade partner has a project and they bring it to us.
Mm-hmm.
We will look at it.
Okay.
We will look at it. Yeah. We do private work as well. And so there's two type of I guess ways. There's private work and there's what we call CM at risk. A lot of times those are more bidding opportunities at CM at risk. Private jobs are not bidding opportunities, so we can kind of work with who we want to work with. So, when you are on a project or being a sub for a tier, right? Tier 1 person, do their best job there. Build that relationship while you're on the project. And then we would want to work with you on the next project.
Afterwards. Okay. That's a good one. I like that. Okay. Last one is, do you have any parting wisdom that you would like to leave with any of the businesses listening to this episode?
I would say out of sight, out of mind, right? So if I don't know who you are, I don't know that you can do the work. So building the relationships matters. It's what I say is who you know to get you in there, but it's what you know to keep you there. So network. Be your authentic self. Be your authentic self. That vibe, the energy and the frequency of being authentic is a higher frequency than love, hate, being mad. So be your authentic self. People can feel that.
I like that. Definitely being yourself in these spaces and showing up. I like the out of sight, out of mind aspect of it, because we talk about the concept of being like the best kept secret. Like, yeah. Okay. Cool.
You can be the best kept secret, but you might not get paid when people don't know you. Right?
That is
but every opportunity is not a good opportunity either. So Be specific. That's what I'm saying. When you be your authentic self, know that you do final cleaning and you only do final cleaning. And somebody's trying to get you to do drywall or something else, you're like, no, that's not me. Right? So be authentic.
Yeah, that being specific. Someone mentioned, and if you had a question, someone dropped a question in the chat and said, basically, what cities and states do you do projects in?
Oh, so we are all over North Carolina. We have a Greensboro office. We have a Raleigh office. We have a Charlotte office, a Wilmington site. I'm here from Raleigh to Wilmington, so usually I'm going to be the one with the minority documentation. East Coast. We do have Savannah and Charleston as well, so we're all over.
Nice. All right. So you got that question answered, Shante. Thank you so much for
Yes,
coming in. I mentioned that you were our very first like large prime contractor to come in and talk about
I'm
this
so
stuff.
excited.
So thank you for what is it? Breaking the ceiling on that.
Yes.
But I'm looking forward to it. This is our first conversation, but it definitely won't be the last. So
Yes, it won't be. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, if you are tuned in, Shante, did you have any information you wanted to share in terms of how businesses can connect with you?
Yes, you can connect with me. I'm gonna go ahead and give you my work cell phone number, 919-757-8009. I am that person. You can call or text that number. That is my work number. But also you can reach me if you need to email me, sstewart@sametcorp.com. Or follow me on LinkedIn. Ooh. Say hey.
Sametcorp.com. So I'm dropping this in the chat. I already dropped her LinkedIn in the chat. Oh, I spelled that. I already dropped her LinkedIn in the chat. So listen, connect. And until the next episode, right? Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Connect with Shante. They have a lot of opportunities and projects coming in. Dang. So that's what we're gonna do. Until next time, we'll see y'all soon. Share, and we'll see you next time. Peace.
Thank you. Bye.